Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Wednesday, only here on Oldies and More Radio, also broadcasting simultaneously on the video webcam on YouTube at Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. It's the all 60s Soul Edition. I want to welcome you. We're here till... Welcome you to the March 1st. Geez, we're already in March 1st, 2023. And we're here from 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight with a little bit of overtime here. Pulled out about 51 45s to feature for you tonight. Let's hope the YouTube police don't black out the video like they did last week when I did that tribute to the Chuck Jackson. That was horrible. They wouldn't let me post it. They just said it can't be seen in anywhere in the world. Okay, so that's their loss, but let's get to tonight's show. We opened up tonight's All 60s edition on Don Robey's Peacock record label with the Lonnie Woods Trio and the instrumental side of their only single. It was called Shakin' Sugar. That's part 2. Shakin' Sugar part 1 is a cool vocal written by Lonnie Woods, and there was an ad that Robey took out in the July 9th, 1966 Record World magazine saying that the Lonnie Woods Trio is a groovy group with funk and rhythm and plays sugary sweet. There you go. So our opener tonight from June 66, the Lonnie Woods Trio on Peacock Records, Shakin' Sugar Part 2. Well, let's start it off here with the vocal portion. As this next singer, he's out of San Francisco, California, released about half a dozen singles between 1962 and 1966. Many of them, though, are very much in demand by the Northern Soul collectors on labels like Penthouse, Beechwood, Daytona, and others. Now, this one that I'm featuring first came out in January 64 on the local Beechwood label out of California. It would be picked up by Baytown Records, distributed by Swan Records. They put this one out, a label out of Philadelphia, months later, co-written by the lead singer. This charted number 23 on WJMO. If you were listening in Cleveland, Ohio, our opener tonight is by Troy Dodds. Troy Dodds from September 64 on Baytown. The song is called Earthquake.
Smack
Yeah, we open up the vocal portion there with Troy Dodd, September 1964. That's on the Baytown record label. Song titled Earthquake, and you got to call the lawyers on that one. Sounds very much like Marvin Gaye's Can I Get a Witness? I have to say, maybe that's why that record didn't really take off for him. But he also recorded as Troy Raglan in 1970 for the Capitol record label. So let's continue here. And up next, this singer by the name of Geraldine Latham. This appears to be her only release on the Winner label, which was originally out of Norfolk, Virginia. So if you have the true first press of this, there should be the Norfolk address on the bottom of the arc of the label. You should see it there with the original writers, which are Leon Huff and Cindy Scott. It would later be distributed nationally by VJ Records. That's how I have it. And they replaced the name Cindy Scott with Sundre Tucker, which is Cindy Scott's real name. Of course, she had her own recordings on Peacock and Showbiz and Veep and other labels, but she co-wrote this with Leon Huff. This is Geraldine Latham from August 65 on the Winner label. It's called Lazy Lover. August 65 release there, Geraldine Latham's, that's her, I was going to say Geraldine Hunt, no, that is another singer, Geraldine Latham's her name, that one there on the Winner label, August 65, Lazy Lover. Don't be a lazy lover. Tune into the Vinyl Treasure Show on Wednesday nights right here on Oldies and More Radio, also live on YouTube from 9 to midnight. We go on here, and for this next group, they formed in Plainfield, New Jersey back in 1959 by George Clinton, first recording for the Apt and the Flip record labels. They would then record for a couple of Detroit labels, in 66 for Golden World, then in 1967 for Don David's Velvellettes label. They were named after a brand of cigarettes. Did anybody out there smoke Parliaments? I was never a smoker, but I remember the Parliament ads on TV. But they did 6 on the Velvellettes label. Their first release was their biggest hit. It was called I Wanna Testify, but this is the B-side of that 45, co-written by the lead singer George Clinton in April 1967. Let's give a listen to the Parliaments. The Parliaments on the Velvellettes record label. It's called I Can Feel the Ice Melting.
You are so distant, oh, you're so all alone. You possess a reputation for being cold. Oh, but lately when I look at you, I see a trace of a smile. Ooh, I know that I see a spark of interest for me in your eyes. And I'm not really worried, 'cause I can feel the ice melting in your heart. I can almost hear it drip, drip up. I can feel the ice melting in your heart. I can almost hear it drip, drip up. You always keep your feelings to yourself, baby. You never share a moment with no one else. Oh, but now it's like electricity every time our eyes meet. Your resistance is weakening, and really soon you will be my sweet baby. 'Cause I can feel the ice melting in your heart. I can almost hear it drip, drip up. I can feel the ice melting in your heart. I can almost hear it drip, drip up. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Your disguise is transparent, and baby, I can see right through you. Ooh, I know that you care for me, and lover, I care for you. So baby, stop pretending, 'cause I can feel the ice melting in your heart. I can almost hear it drip, drip up. I can feel the ice.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Gotta welcome Melvin Clapton, tuned in from the UK, early morning hours there. Wow, Melvin, I really appreciate you tuning into the show live. He is in our chat room, the YouTube chat room there. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Tell your friends about the show. Johnny G here every Wednesday night, spinning Soul 45s out of my collection. That was a B-side there by the Parliaments. The flip side of I Wanna Testify, a song called I Can Feel the Ice Melting. Boy, we had the ice melting today. We had our first snowstorm on Tuesday night. I got about 5 inches or so. Some places didn't get anything, but I had to pay somebody to shovel. I didn't think I was in shape to do the shoveling, but that tune there from April 67, their first of 6 on the Velvellettes label. George Clinton on lead. Now, he would later be known as the grandfather of funk with his group called Funkadelic. Yes, he would. Let's continue here on the All 60s show. Let's go back to Don Robey's Peacock record label out of Houston, Texas. This singer, though, is from Dallas, Texas, first recording as a member of the 1950s group The Five Notes. They recorded for Chess Records. I play them on my Saturday night show, but he would go solo in 1960, had 12 releases on the Peacock label. Let's give a listen to his eighth. This is a song he wrote from 1965, Mr. Al TNT Braggs on the Peacock label. It's called Joy to My Soul.
Joy, 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 joy. I'm talking about joy, 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 joy. Oh, baby, I want to thank you for bringing me happiness untold. You gave me a new lease on life since I met you, 'cause you brought joy, joy to my soul. Oh, I'm talking about joy, joy to my soul. I mean joy, joy to my soul. You gave me a new kind of feeling that will never, never, never go, 'cause you brought joy, joy to my soul. Yeah, now listen to him sing it. Joy, joy. Can't you hear him singing? Joy, joy. I know you hear him singing. Joy, joy. I know you hear him singing. Joy, oh, sing out joy, joy to my soul. Everybody, joy to my soul. You gave me a new kind of feeling that will never, never, never grow, 'cause you brought joy, 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 joy to my soul, joy to my soul. I'm talking about joy, joy to my soul. You gave me a new kind of feeling that will never, never, never grow, 'cause you brought joy, 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 joy to my soul. Lord, joy to my soul. Lord, you made me so happy now. You brought joy to my soul. You know you brought that joy.
That's what Johnny G gives you every Wednesday night, Joy to Your Soul. That's Mr. Al TNT Braggs. That's his eighth release on the Peacock record label out of Houston, Texas. A song he wrote from 1965, Joy to My Soul, as we continue with the joy here for this next group. Out of Los Angeles, California, they were created by Bobby Sanders, I should say put together by Bobby Sanders, and the members were a combination from two other groups, that Sanders managed. James Moore and Bobby Solomon, they were members of the Vows that recorded on the, what is that label? Marquee record label, that's right. Give Me a Chance, the Vows. And then Charles Ingersoll and Melvin Isley of the Extremes. Now, their first recording for this, the first recording of this release came out on the Soul Town record label as the Tempos in March of 1966. They also had two releases on the Canterbury record label. This was their second, and his first came out in February of 1967 as the Tempos. I have it that way, and I have it this way. The second issue from April 67 as the Young Hearts. This tune written by Billy Page, produced by Bobby Sanders, Charles Ingersoll. He's the lead singer on this. We go back to April 1967. These are the Young Hearts, a.k.a. the Tempos. On Canterbury Records, it's called Beginning of the End.
I'm losing you
That's actually the B-side. Whoops. It's actually the B-side of the 45. Who's calling here? Hold on a second. Gotta get this phone. That's actually the B-side of the 45. Hold on, George. Hold on. That's actually the B-side of the 45 there from from April 1967 on the Canterbury label, Beginning of the End. We're gonna flip that 45 over for Melvin Clapton in our YouTube. He's listening from the UK, so because we do instant requests here. But actually, I have a twin spin. We're gonna have a triple spin on the Young Hearts, and this is early 1968. They signed with Minute Records for 5 releases. This is their third, written by Tommy Tucker and Donald Ray Cook, produced by Bobby Sanders. This was a number 17 record on KGFJ in L.A., California from January 1969. The Young Hearts on Minute with Sweet Soul Shakin'. That's a twin. Whoops. That's a twin spin there for the Young Hearts from January 1969. That's their third of 5 on the Minute record label, Sweet Soul Shakin'. Let's go back to that. Canterbury release. We're going to flip it over here. This record I found in the wild. It's not in great shape. It's a styrene. You heard the scratches on it, but what do you want? I either paid 10 cents or a quarter for it when I was first started collecting. But let's listen to the A side of this 45 by the Young Hearts on Canterbury from April 67 for Melvin Clapton in our YouTube chat room. The song is called Little, I said it right? Yeah. Little Togetherness for Melvin.
Trying to make it all alone.
That's the dance inside there for the Young Hearts. Young Hearts from April 1967. I think that's the intended A-side, Little Togetherness. We're going to send that one out to Melvin Clapton in our YouTube chat room, listening in from the UK in the early AM hours there. And it's unfortunate, it was a 6-hour difference here from here in the States here. But I have a lot of people that tune in from the UK, either live or on the archive. Thank God for the archive. As long as they let it play. Remember, if the archive is never posted, you can always go to vinyltreasures.net. There is the stream there at least, because a number of people contacted me from the UK. They couldn't see the stream, only 6 minutes and 10 seconds, the first 2 records, and that was it. But you can always go to that vinyltreasures.net, where I post just the stream. Let's continue here for this next gal. She was born Irma Lee in Ponchatoula. Did I say that right, guys? Louisiana. She was discovered by Tommy Ridgely while she was working as a waitress, but they coined her the Soul Queen of New Orleans. First recording for the Ron label back in November of 1959. Then she signed with Minute Records and in 1964 she signed with Imperial to have 9 releases between 64 and 1966. Let's give a listen to her 6th release. This tune written by Doc Pomus, Mort Schumann, and Scotty Fagan. This one produced by Jerry Ragavoy. This bubbled under on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 130 just for 1 week. But if you were listening on WLOU in Louisville, Kentucky, was a big number 9 record there. Let's go to April 1965 for Miss Irma Thomas. Irma Thomas on Imperial. It's called I'm Gonna Cry Till My Tears Run Dry.
Here it is again, Friday night, everyone is laughing, carrying on, going out, having a ball. But I stay at home, waiting by a phone that never rings, surrounded by memories and all your things. Yes, I'm gonna cry. 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 Till my tears run dry. I know that you're out having fun, cheating on me, telling pretty lies, making her promises now. You don't think of me, you don't care about what's happening here. And every time you kiss her, I cry tears. Yes, I'm gonna cry. 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 Till my tears run dry. Yes, I'm gonna cry. Oh, I think I'm gonna cry. I think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's a big sound there for Irma Thomas, April 1965. That one on the Imperial record label. That is, what I say that was. That's her sixth of 9 releases on Imperial. I'm gonna cry till my tears run dry. No, Johnny G not gonna cry. Although I was crying for a couple of months there, I will tell you that. But let's continue here. Let's go to this next group out of Washington D.C. They were managed by Lillian Claiborne. Now, she, I think, at least in the early '50s, maybe even prior to that, she would discover local talent in Washington, D.C. and market and promote these acts to other labels. She would record them, and then she would send the recordings out to other record labels, and they would say, oh, yeah, we'll take this. We'll buy your master. We'll rent your master. An example that does come to mind are the El Captains from the 1950s. That was one of the groups that she promoted, but that was in the early 1950s. But evidently she was still doing it in the 1960s, because this song, or this 45, first came out on the local Gamma label in December of '67. I think that is actually her label, if I'm not mistaken. But she was able to get West Coast record mogul Art LeBeau to issue it on a newly formed label that he created called Now Records. Now, of course, Art LeBeau, he also owned the Original Sound record label, put out those LPs, those oldie but goodies LPs. But this tune, written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Doc Price Jr. This charted number 52 on WOL in Washington, D.C. Let's give it a listen here. February 1968. It's Doc and the Interns on the Now label. It's called Baby, I Know. That's Doc and the Interns, their February 1968 release on the Now label. That's actually the first record on the label Baby I Know. They're out of Washington, D.C. The lead singer there, his name is Doc Price Jr. As we continue here for this next singer, no DJH. This is not Sam the Man Taylor. You're thinking of the sax player from the 1950s. This singer is originally from Mobile, Alabama, first recorded back in 1960 as Good Rockin' Sammy T on the Junior label. I think that was out of Elizabeth, New Jersey. His next release came out in 61 on K-Joe. That's a record I have under an alias, Bobby Taylor. I have that 45. And then he has another one on the Jalen record label out of Philadelphia, which I have. I think Capitol, May, and Atlantic. Those were all released in 1963. Then in 65, he did two for Bobby Robinson's Enjoy record label. This is the B-side to his second. It's a song he wrote from April 1966. Sammy Taylor on the Enjoy record label. It's called Don't Lie, parentheses, Kiss Tomorrow, Goodbye.
Married tomorrow, exactly 12 o'clock when the sun is high. Oh, but just by accident I caught you holding hands, looking into the eyes of some other man. No, 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 no need to lie. Just a kiss tomorrow, goodbye. Just kiss tomorrow, goodbye. Girl, we had such sweet plans together. Oh yeah, I mean just between you and I. But listen, I found out in time you wasn't meant for me. There's no need in crying. You brought it on yourself, you see. No, 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 no. Please don't lie. Go on and kiss tomorrow goodbye. You better kiss tomorrow goodbye. Oh yeah. Go give him your love. Go give him your kiss. I gotta tell you this, we can't say I do. Cause you won't be true. Try to believe me, it's gonna grieve me, but I'm through with you. Girl, we had such sweet plans together. I mean just between you and I. Oh yeah. But just by accident I caught you holding hands, looking into the eyes of some other man. No, 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 no. Please don't lie. Go on and kiss tomorrow goodbye. You better kiss tomorrow goodbye. Come on and kiss tomorrow goodbye. Kiss tomorrow goodbye.
That's Mr. Sammy Taylor. Did I say Turner? No. Sammy Taylor there, second of two on the Enjoy record label. Don't Lie, parentheses, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. That one there from April 1966. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. You're listening to the Vinyl Treasure Show. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, click the thumbs up. I really, even those of you that tune in on the archive, and I get like 400 or 500 people, sometimes more, that tune in. If you like the show, you should give me a thumbs up. I hope you would. But let's continue here for this group out of the San Francisco, Oakland Bay area. First recording for the local WEE label, WEE Records, back in 1965. The song was called I Can't See Your Love. I think that was a part one and part two, but I have it. I have that record on the VJ label. That was in 1965. Their next release came out. Well, that was in 1965. Their next release would come out on the local Payview label, and they changed their name. They called themselves the Fabulous Ballads. They did a cover of the Gene Chandler song "God Bless Our Love," but they would re-record that when they signed with the Venture record label, where they had 4 releases on Venture. Let's give a listen to their third, and this is actually another cover tune, because this song was first recorded back in 1957 by Jesse Belvin. He did it first. But this is a pretty cool cover from November of 1968. It features Leslie La Palma. He's on lead. This was a number 19 record on WDAO. If you were listening in Dayton, Ohio, let's go to November 1968. These are the Ballads on the Venture label. Their rendition of the tune, "Good Night, My Love."
Gee, it's been great. It's been great. But it's getting late. It's getting late. But before I go, I like to say, good night, my love. Pleasant dreams. Sleep tight, my love. May tomorrow be sunny and bright, and bring you closer to me. Oh, before I go, there's just one thing I like to know. Is your love still warm for me, or has it grown cold? Should awake in the still of the night. Please have no fear. I'll be there. I'll be there. Oh, you know I care. Please, please give your love to me, dear. Good night, my love. Pleasant dreams. Sleep tight, my love. May tomorrow be sunny and bright, and bring you closer to me, to me, to me. Oh, good night, my love. Baby, baby, good night, my love. Won't you listen to me, baby? I say I got to go. Oh, good night, good night.
Cover tunes here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Ballads. The Ballads, November 1968, doing the Jesse Belvin tune, "Good Night, My Love." Leslie La Palma, the lead singer. That's their third release on the Venture record label. Let's continue now. Let's go to Brooklyn. I think this gal is out of Brooklyn, New York, as this song was first issued on the SOS Sound of Soul label, which I have played here on the show, but it would be picked up by Wand Records in the fall of 1967, written by Eddie M. Gray. I don't think I've played the Wand release, so Johnny G is a completist. This charted number 28 on WOL in Washington, D.C. Her name is Sandy Waddy. Sandy, W-A-D-D-Y. We go back to November 1967. On the Wand label, it's called Everything is Everything.
You've got to move into it every morning. You've got to push for it every night. You've got to stay playing in the swing, 'cause everything, yeah. Well, alright. Suck. Push, 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 push. I'm a stone squealer, I ain't no square. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. 'Cause whatever you've got, me to share, we will swing. Everything's everything. Everything's everything. Yeah. Everything. It's alright. Everything. I will never hurt you. You know I care. I got a little man, and I know that you will always be there. And I know that we will swing, and I hold the joy that your love will bring. You've got to move into it every morning. You've got to push for it every night. You've got to stay playing in the swing, 'cause everything, yeah. Well, alright. Suck. Push, 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 push. Shoo-be-doo-be-doo-bop, doo-doo-be-doo-be-doo-bop. Shoo-doo-be-doo-bop, doo-doo-be-doo-be-doo-bop. Shoo-doo-be-doo-bop, doo-doo-be-doo-be-doo-bop. Shoo-doo-be-doo-bop, doo-doo-be-doo-bop.
That's the sound of Sandy Waddy there. I have it on the. I have both copies of this. Originally came out on the SOS Sound of Soul label. Juan picked it up November 1967. Everything is Everything is the name of the tune. Johnny G doesn't have everything. I have a lot, but I don't have everything as we continue here. You all know this next singer from Asbury Park, New Jersey. His biggest hit was back in 1963 on the Cadence label. I'm sure you know his rendition of the tune Since I Fell for You, but he first began recording back in 1958 for the Decca record label. Then in 59 he signed with Cadence Records for 9 releases. His next stop was Cap Records. That was in 1965. He had 11 releases through 1967. That's a lot of records for between 65 and 67. Let's give a listen to his 10th. This is the intended A-side. I found no chart action for this record, though. It's from May of 67. Let's give a listen to Lenny Welch. Mr. Lenny Welch on Cap Records. It's called Love Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
Love doesn't live here. Love doesn't live here anymore.
Hammer and nails built our house on the hill,
No more.
and tiny little seeds grew bright colored
No
daffodils. But our house on the hill and the bright colored daffodils don't mean what they used to mean before. 'Cause love doesn't live here anymore.
Love doesn't live here.
It's all gone now. It's all gone now.
It's all gone now.
Hammer and nail
Love doesn't live here.
built me an easy chair
Love doesn't live here.
where I used to find my girl in paper waiting there. But my once easy chair and my girl in paper waiting there don't mean what they used to mean, what they used to mean before. 'Cause love doesn't live here anymore. It's all I think with what we've got I should be beaming with pride. But love doesn't live here anymore. It's all gone now. Oh, it's all gone now. I said it's all gone now. It's all.
That's the tale of Galloping Woe there for Lenny Welch. May 1967, that's his 10th of 11 on the Cap record label. Love Doesn't Live Here Anymore, but Love Lives Here on Wednesday evenings from 9 to midnight right here on YouTube and Oldies and More Radio as we continue here. Now, I tested this song last week actually for copyright issues because I had a strike with this record sometime in the past, but I like the record. Not only do I like it, I think that Charlene likes this tune. Also, Charlene, of course, is Johnny G's administrative assistant. She helps me with every show with the research that she provides me with. I just kind of mold it up a little bit how I like to say it, but she gives me the facts. So she is a very important part here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. But this trio is originally from Fort Worth, Texas. They formed by the lead singer of the group, Rondaldis Tandy. The other members were tenor Wenzon Mosley and the bass for the group, James Mays. Now, their first release was a song called No Man is an Island, came out on the local QCSP label in 1965, will be picked up by Mala Records in December of 65, and they ended up doing 6 on the Mala label. Let's give a listen to the B-side of their fourth. The A-side was called You Need Confidence, but this is the B-side. It features the bass of the group, James Mays. November 1966. These are the Van Dykes. The Van Dykes on the Mala label. It's called You're Shakin' Me Up.
You're shaking me up with your walk. You're shaking me up with your talk. You're shaking me up. Oh, you're shaking me up. Ah, you're shaking me up. Well, I'd like to tell you the way I feel, just to let you know my love is real. But my lips start twitching and my tongue won't speak. I get cold chills all over me. And you're shaking me up with your walk. You're shaking me up with your talk. You're shaking me up. Oh, you're shaking me up. Ah, you're shaking me up. Well, I'd like to come by and tell you I care, but my legs just won't carry me there. My feet won't move and my hips just freeze. I get a shaky feeling in my knees. And you're shaking me up with your walk. You're shaking me up with your talk. You're shaking me up. Oh, you're shaking me up. Ah, you're shaking me up. Oh yeah, you're shaking me up. You're shaking me up.
We'll send that one out to Angelo Papagallo in our YouTube chat room. That is Nat's brother tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show, the All 60s show. I like that B-side there, the Van Dykes from November 1966. The bass lead of James Mays on Mala Records, You're Shaking Me Up. Hopefully Johnny G not shaking you up, but let's stay in the state of Texas, this time Waco, Texas, as these gals formed while they were attending George Washington Carver High School. This trio included Paula Hardin, Samantha Harris, and lead singer Ann Johnson Alexander. They're doing a cover song too. This was first recorded by Linda Burns on the Tytex label in October of 65. This version released in February of 66, originally on the Toy label. That's how I'm featuring it. And it also came out a month later, picked up by Loma Records. And let's play the Toy release here. This is produced by Dale Hawkins and Johnson Alexander. She's on lead. I think both sides are good on this 45. This is from February 66. These are the Dolls on the Toy label. It's called And That Reminds Me. I didn't even put the next record on because I'm going to flip it over here. Actually, it actually is not a cover. I was reading a Northern Soul blog, and somebody said, "Oh, it's a cover of the Linda Burns record." Well, Linda Burns did do it prior to this release, and maybe these Dolls did cover that, but this record goes back. Originally, it was like an Italian song called My Heart Reminds Me. Then it was changed to And That Reminds Me. It was done by an Italian singer. His name is Flo Sandin. That was in May of 1956. The first U.S. release was done by Della Reese. She actually had a hit with it on the Jubilee record label. I think it was Jubilee Records. The English version done by her in 57. Yes, that is correct. But let's flip this over because I like the flip side of this probably a tad better. I don't know why I played that side, but I had this side penned in because there is actually a YouTube video of them doing this on, what is that show? DJ Haas is the MC. The Down South, the Big Beat, or whatever it's called, I think it is. There's like an actually cool video of them lip syncing this on the show. But these are the Dolls from February 66. Let's flip it over on the Toy record label. The song is called The Reason Why. I think that's the better side there, but that's the B-side there for the Dolls. Ann Johnson Alexander, she's on lead, February 66, featured it on the original label Toy Records. You can also get it on the Loma label, but that's styrene. Maybe the promo, I don't know, maybe the promo is vinyl, but this is definitely a vinyl press. It's called The Reason Why. The reason why is because Johnny G is here, spinning all 1960 Soul 45s out of his collection. This next singer, he's from Leesburg, Florida. His real name is Gilbert Leroy Hamilton. First recording for Bobby Robinson's Fury label back in 1960 as Gil Hamilton. In 62, he had two more releases, one on the Capitol label, another one on VJ Records, and in late 1962 he signed with the Diamond label out of New York City and changed his name to Johnny Thunder. He had 15 releases through 1968 on the Diamond label. Let's give a listen to his eighth. It's a song he wrote. This charted number 38 on WLOU out of Louisville, Kentucky from June 65. This is Johnny Thunder on the Diamond label. It's called Dear John, I'm Going to Leave You.
Listening to a lonely fella, got to tell you why it's so. Here in my hand is a letter that says I don't want you no more. Let me read it to you. Dear John, I'm going to leave you. Dear John, I'm going away. Dear John, I'm going to Johnny like some other day. Now this woman seems to be happy, but let me tell you, I've got it bad. Oh, now how in the world could she feel so good while leaving me so sad? Lord, dear John, I'm going to leave you. Yeah, dear John, I'm going to. Johnny like some other day. Oh yeah, oh the woman left me. Woo! Yeah, maybe some of you folks have had troubles, and you can tell me how to be wise, Lord. 'Cause every time I read this note she wrote, the tears stream from my eyes. Let me tell you now, dear John, I'm going to leave. That's what she told me. Dear John, I'm going away. Oh yeah, dear John, I'm going to leave you. I'll see you later, Johnny, like some other day. Oh yeah, that's what she told me. I keep reading this note and keep crying. Hey, I keep on crying. Oh yeah.
As Johnny Thunder, a.k.a. Gil Hamilton, June 1965, release there on the Diamond record label. That's his eighth release. 8 of 15 on Diamond. Dear John, I'm going to leave you. Johnny G not leaving you yet. Not till after midnight, so stick around here. And how about a twin spin with Johnny Thunder? We just heard his eighth release. This is the B-side to his 11th release. Now, the A-side is called Bewildered, but this is the B-side written by Richie Cordell and Sal Trimaci. This one arranged by Bill Justice, June 1966. A twin spin with Mr. Johnny Thunder on Diamond. It's called Just Me and You.
A girl and a tear and a sigh, that's the story of my love. My love. A guy and a
That's a twin spin with Johnny Thunder. That's his, what did I say? That was his 11th. B-side to his 11th release, June 1966, Johnny Thunder, Just Me and You, on the Diamond record labels. Me and You every Wednesday from 9 to midnight as we continue here. Now, last week I featured this girl group from Kalamazoo, Michigan, on Berry Gordy Jr.'s VIP record label, their first release, their first of 5 for VIP. It was called Needle in a Haystack. Let's give a listen to the flip side before this one goes back down in the No Humidity basement. It's a nice ballad written by Norman Whitfield and Mickey Stevenson. It features Carolyn Gill on lead, September 1964 for the Velvellettes on the VIP record label. It's a B-side. It's called Should I Tell Them? B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, the Motown sound there with Carolyn Gill and the Velvellettes, September 1964 release, the flip side of Needle in a Haystack. It's called Should I Tell Them on the VIP record label. Should I tell them that I failed my regions? I got a circle 65 on my geometry regions. I hated geometry. I didn't want to tell my parents. She passed me. And her name was Mona Levine. I remember I just couldn't get those proofs. I hated doing them. And I always wondered, should I tell them? That's what came into my head as I babble on. Let's continue here for this next singer out of New York City, recorded for Joe Davis's Beacon and Burdette record labels. Now, this song originally came out on the Beacon label in February 65. It was re-released on Davis's Burdette record label a year later. That's how I have it. His name is Roger Washington. Roger Washington, who would also record as Billy Washington. Now, it's a song he co-wrote and one I really like, produced by Larry Lucy. This is from May 66. Let's give a listen to Roger Washington on Burdette Records. It's called Unless You Left Me.
I ain't gonna see you, oh no, no more. I ain't gonna see you, baby, no more. No, darling, no, 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 darling, no, no. Oh no, no, never, no more, unless you let me love you. I ain't gonna talk to you. Oh no, no more. I ain't gonna talk to you, baby, no more. No, darling, no, 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 darling, no, oh no, no, never, no more, unless you let me love you. 'Cause everybody knows you, baby, better than me. And everybody holds you closer than me. You know they're talking about you, baby. What they're saying is driving me crazy. I truly know they know you so much better than me. But that is why I ain't gonna see you. No, no, no more. No more. I ain't gonna let myself see no more. No more. No more. No, darling. No, no. No, darling. No, no. Oh, no. No, no. Never no more. No, no. Let me love you. Oh, no. Ain't gonna see you. Unless you let me love you. Ain't gonna talk to you. Ain't gonna walk to you. Oh, no. Honey, I ain't even gonna say hello.
That's Roger Washington. Roger Washington from May 1966. That's on the Burdette record label, Unless You Let Me. First issued on the Beacon record label. Hope you're digging on the tunes. Those of you tuned in on Oldies and More Radio. Also, those of you watching Johnny G on the YouTube stream. Let's go to Philadelphia, PA for this next group. This is their debut single on Lenny McKinnon's Slide Records. Out of Reading, Pennsylvania. Now, this song written by the label owner, McKinnon, and the lead singer. His name is Willie White. Let's go to June of 1966. Give a listen to the Stage Masters. They're called the Stage Masters on the Slide label. It's called Baby, I'm Here Just to Love You.
Baby, I'm here
I'm in love with you. Baby, baby, I love you. I love you. Baby, I need you. I feel, baby, just to please you. I'm gonna put
It's going to tucker you out there on the dance floor. Those are the Stage Masters. Willie White on lead, June 1966. That's on the Slide record label. Baby, I'm Here Just to Love You is the name of that one. They had one more release in 68 on the Hit Kingdom label, also out of Reading, Pennsylvania. Johnny G not playing any hits, although I think I will be playing one hit, and actually it's going to be a battle of the songs, but let's continue here. As this gal, she was born in St. Matthews, South Carolina. Then she moved to New York City back in 1951, began recording for the New York City Tin Pan Alley label in 1955. She would have two more releases in the late 50s on Dot Records, and it wasn't until 1961 when she returned to recording, maybe because she was working on her record labels, because she owned a number of record labels. Pearl Tone, I know, is one, also the Pearl label. Her real name was Lily Pearl Woodward, but she recorded as Pearl Woods. Now, after her releases on the Charge, Sue, and Crackerjack, I think in the Wall label, she would have two releases on the Mala label. This is her first, and a song that she wrote, this one arranged by Horace Ott. I saw Horace Ott in the label. I said, I gotta buy this 45 for $1. This is from March 1965. Her name is Pearl Woods on the Mala label. It's called I'm Gonna Stick With You.
You're playing around with someone new, and that's enough for me to say we're through. But oh, baby, there's no one else like you. No one thrills me like you do. That's why I'm gonna stick with you. That's right, girl, don't leave. You treat me mean like you don't care, and gee, that's so hard to bear. But oh, baby, there's no one else like you. As long as you don't say we're through, you know I'm gonna stick with you. That's right, girl, don't leave. Leave it to me, and you will never be free. Oh, babe, no, 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 no. I'm trying to make it plain for you to see that you're alright with me. Baby, am I getting through to you? There just ain't nothing wrong you can do. 'Cause oh, baby, there's no one else like you. Just like a stamp sticks with glue, that's how I'm gonna stick with you. That's right, girl, don't leave. 'Cause you're alright with me. Sticking with you, baby. That's right, girl, don't leave. I'm sticking with you, darling. Sticking with you, just like a stamp with glue, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sticking with you, stay with you, baby.
That's the first of two for Pearl Woods on the Mala record label, March 65 release. I'm Gonna Stick With You is the name of that tune. Hopefully you're going to stick with Johnny G on a Wednesday evening as we continue here. For the flip side of a 45 from last week, this is a great two-sided record here as we go to Detroit, Michigan. Featured the group's fourth overall release on Jack Kemper's Le Mans record label. The side I played last week was called You Upset Me Baby, but which was the intended A-side. The flip is great too, in my opinion. It features Edward Hamilton on lead. Let's go to September of 1964 for the Arabians. They were known as the Arabians at this point. This is on Le Mans record. It's called, in parentheses, it says, Please Take a Chance on Me.
Love and lost, and you know just what it costs to wear your heart where your lover can see. Oh yeah, you may not even care, but if you take a dare, darling, please take a chance on me. I know that you've been hurt, someone has done you dirt, and you think that love, oh, means misery, oh yeah. You may not want romance, but there is a chance, darling, please take a chance on me. Someone has done you dirt, and you think that love, oh, means misery, oh yeah. You may not want romance, but there is a chance, darling, please take a chance on me.
Those are the Arabians. The Arabians on Le Mans Records. Please Take a Chance on Me. That one there. From September 1964, it features Edward Hamilton on lead. Of course, they would have later releases on Mary Jane and the Carrie label as Edward Hamilton and the Arabians. And some of those records are very expensive. I didn't pay a lot for this. I paid a quarter, a dime or a quarter for this. One of my early purchases when I was in high school, looking in the wild. It's hard to find records in the wild nowadays, but I found, well, actually, I found this one in the wild, although this next record is a 45 that my aunt purchased. This is actually a battle of the songs. I'm going to play them back to back, and you just tell me which one you like better. But up first is this group from South Bend, Indiana, first recording for the Detroit-based Harvey label back in 1962. Then Berry Gordy Jr., he would buy out Harvey Records, and he would own all the acts that recorded for the Harvey label. So they transferred over to Berry Gordy's Motown empire with releases. Well, this group had releases on his Soul label. They would have 30 releases on Soul Records between 1964 and 1977. And this is one that my aunt purchased in the fall of 1967, the fall of 1967, and it's a cover tune. This tune first recorded by the Supremes in 1964, but this is a good version featuring the vocal and saxophone playing of Autry DeWalt Nixon. Did I say it right? I guess I did. A.K.A. Junior Walker. This was number 27 on Cashbox, 24 on Billboard, number 8 on the R&B chart, a big number 2 record on WAMS in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm going to play them back to back. I'll announce the second record after this, but which one do you like? This is from November 67, Junior Walker and the All-Stars on the Soul label, and his rendition of the tune, Come See About Me.
tears won't wash away the fear that you never ever gonna return. To ease a fire that will only burn. It keeps me crying, baby, for you. Keeps me sighing, baby, for you. So won't you hurry? Come on, boy, and see about me. See about me. See about you, baby. See about me. I've given up my friends just for you. My friends are wanting you. I have to. No peace shall I find until you come back and be mine. No matter what you do or say, I'm gonna love you anyway. Keep on crying, baby, for you. I wanna keep sighing, baby, for you. So won't you hurry? Come on and see about me. See about me. See about you, baby. See
Cover tunes here on the All 60s edition Battle of the Songs there. Of course, the original done by the Supremes. We first heard Junior Walker and the All-Stars on the Soul record label from November 67, his rendition, and Melvin in our YouTube chat room really puts it nice. Junior Walker had a raw sound, and that when we just heard was Nella Dodds as that Holland Classic I mentioned, originally done by the Supremes in October 64. That was their 10th release on Motown. This was a cover by this gal from, is it Havre de Grace, Maryland? Now her real name was Donzella Petty John. She signed with Wan Records as Nella Dodd. She had 6 releases on the Wan label. That was her first. It was number 74 on Billboard, number 3 on WJMO out of Cleveland. And I think this was out about the same time as the Supremes, or maybe a couple weeks later. From November 64, Nella Dodds on Wan with her rendition of Come See About Me. And let me see, Charlene likes the Junior Walker sound, and there you go. Melvin prefers the Junior Walker sound. Mark and Rob prefer Nella Dodds. So they're definitely two different sounding songs there on that Come See About Me. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition for this next group. They date back to the mid-1950s. I feature them often on my 1950s show. They were known as the Metal Larks, led by Don Julian, had many 50s and early 60s releases on a bunch of labels: RPM, Dutone, Original Sound, and Dynamite through 1962. But in 1964, the group would become a trio, recording for the Jerk and the Money record labels. I think Jerk Records was owned by Don Julian, but they would have their biggest hit with their first release on the Money label called The Jerk, and they were now a trio which included Don Julian, Charles Morrison, and Ted Walters. Now, this was their follow-up to The Jerk. This bubbled under at number 132 on the Billboard chart for 1 week, but was a big number 11 record on KXLF in Butte, Montana. Let's go to January 1965. Give a listen to the Larks. The Larks on the Money label. It's called Mickey's East Coast Jerk.
Died in the town from the East Coast. He's going around telling everybody he's the most. Back in his own town, everybody around with the brand new dance he had learned. Everybody he could burn. Take it for what it's worth. Mickey's doing a jerk, the East Coast jerk. Mickey sure can work. Well, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Now take it for what it's worth. Mickey sure can work the East Coast jerk. Mickey sure can work. Mickey's going around putting everybody down. Mickey can't be beat. He jerked from his heart. That's what he told me. Things really got hot, yeah, now when Mickey went to Watts, that's where he learned, Mickey caught a burn. Now take it for what it's worth. Mickey's doing a jerk, hey, the East Coast jerk, but he sure can work. Well, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Hey, now work, Mickey work. Let me see you do the East Coast jerk. Hey, yeah.
take it for what it's worth. He's doing the dirt, doing the East Coast dirt. Make it work, make it your can work. Yeah, now work, make it work.
Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? That's the Larks there. Larks, their follow-up to the Jerk. Song entitles Mickey's East Coast Jerk. That one there from January 65 on the Money label out of Hollywood, California. We go to Philadelphia now with this next 45 on the Gamble label, Gamble Records, founded by Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. And this is a tune written by Gamble and Huff that came out in November of 1968 as The Boss Man. Now, The Boss Man, Mark mentioned it in the YouTube chat room. The Boss Man is really Kenny Gamble. Couldn't find any chart action on this, but I like the song. This is the intended A-side from November 1968. The Boss Man, a.k.a. Kenny Gamble, on his label, Gamble Records. It's called You're Talking... Wait, no. You're taking, not talking, you're taking too long.
You're taking too long to say you love me, and you're taking too long to say you need me. Oh, darling, I've confessed just how I feel about you, but I keep asking myself, does she love me? She loves me not, she loves me. She loves me not, does she care about me? You're taking too long to answer, dear. Oh, please hold me tight and whisper in my ear. 'Cause, darling, I love you more than I think I should. And I keep asking myself, does she love me? She loves me not, she loves me. She loves me not, does she care about me? I should, and I keep asking myself, she loves me, she loves me not, she loves me, she loves me not, she loves me, she loves me, she loves me, she loves me, yes, she loves me, she loves me.
That's the Boss Man there, a.k.a. The Boss Man. That's Kenny Gamble, November 1968 release on his label, the Gamble record label. That's the intended A-side. You're taking too long. Hopefully Johnny G not taking too long spinning these original 1960s 45s out of his collection. Now here's another flip side from last week. Featured this gal from Cincinnati, Ohio. Her name Gloria Jones, with the original version of Tainted Love, which was the intended B-side of this 45. Now let's give a spin to the A-side before this one goes back down in the No Humidity basement. Also written by the label owner Ed Cobbs, as this is from June of 1965. This is Gloria Jones, the flip side of Tainted Love. It came out on the Champion record label. It's called My Bad Boys Coming Home.
I've been away from him too long. I've been
That's Gloria Jones on the Champion record label. That is the intended A side of her 45. The flip side was called Tainted Love. That's called My Bad Boys Coming Home from June 1965. She has other releases, later releases on Uptown and also the Minute record label. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Those of you watching Johnny G on your either your phone or your PC or your tablet, just click the like. You can click the like too, but you have to be signed into YouTube in order to do that. You couldn't do it if you're just passing by. Also, those of you tuned in on Oldies and More Radio, hope you're digging on the tunes here for this next singer. He's from Shreveport, Louisiana, first recording on the Chief label back in 1958 as a member of Little Freddie and the Rockets. He would leave for his solo career in 1963, recording for the Juan record label. Then in 1966, he signed with Bob Shad's Brent label for 3 more releases, but he would relocate back to the West Coast and sign with Irwin Zucker's Double Shot record label in 1967. He had 11 releases on Double Shot. This was his first, and it's a song he wrote. His name is Alfred Smith, but you know him, that's his real name, Alfred Smith, but you know him as Brenton Wood. And this was a song my aunt really liked. This was number 43 on Cashbox, 34 on Billboard, number 19 on the R&B chart, and I like this tune also from March 67. Let's give a listen to Brenton Wood on Double Shot. It's called the Oogum Boogum Song.
Now, baby, you're casting your spell on me. I say, boogum, now, baby, you're casting your spell on me. You got me doing funny things like a clown. Just look at me. When you wear your high-hole boots with your hip hugger suit, it's alright. You're out of sight. And you wear that cute mini skirt with your brother's sloppy shirt. I admit it, girl, that I can dig it. And I say, boogum, now, baby, you're getting your spell on me. I say, boogum, now, baby, you're getting your spell on me. You got me doing funny things like a clown. Just look at me. When you wear your bell bottom pants, I just stand there in a trance. I can't move. You're in the groove. Would you believe, little girl, that I'm crazy about you? Not gone now with your bad self. Style, girl, that show is wild. You wear that cute trench coat and you're standing and posing. You got soul, you got too much soul. I just says to rockaboo, says to rockaboo, says to rockaboo, now casting your spell on me. But I says to rockaboo, says to rockaboo, says to rockaboo, now casting your spell on me.
That's a great sound of Brenton Wood there. I think that's used in a TV commercial here in the United States. March 1967. That's on Double Shot label. His first release on Double Shot, the Oogum Boogum Song. Now, how about a twin spin here with Brenton Wood? He followed that Oogum Boogum Song with his biggest hit. It would be his biggest hit, a song called Gimme Little Sign. But my aunt bought the 45 for the B-side of the record. This is from July 1967. This is another side that he wrote. It's a twin spin for Brenton Wood on the Double Shot label. It's called I Think You've Got Your Fools Mixed Up.
You got your fools mixed up. You must think I'm somebody else. I'm not the same fool you knew that couldn't help himself and followed you around like a dog, strung on a chain, and wagged his cute little tail whenever you call his name. But baby, that will be no more. Remember when you walked out the door, I was on my knees. I said, now baby, please. You just looked at me and said no score. And then you said, get some more dough, and maybe one day you'll be back again. Well, baby, I got lucky again. I made myself a million tens. And another thing I wanna say, I found myself another friend. Ooh. Think you got your fools mixed up. You must think I'm somebody else. I think you got your fools mixed up. You must think I'm somebody else. I think you got your fools mixed up. You must think I'm
That's a twin spin there for Mr. Brenton Wood. That's the B-side to Gimme Little Sign, song entitled I Think You Got Your Fools Mixed Up. We're going to send it out to Milwaukee Jamie in our YouTube chat room. How are you, Milwaukee Jamie? That one there from July 1967 on the Double Shot record label. Let's continue here. It's Johnny G's All 60s edition. If you're new to the program, again, please subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now, you all know this husband and wife duo. They are guitarist, songwriter, and singer. We'll say singer Ike Turner and vocalist Anna Mae Bullock, a.k.a. Tina Turner. First recording in 1958 for the Toontown label. That's a record I need, by the way, as Turner, Carson Oliver, and Little Ann. But in 1960, they signed with Juggy Murray's Sue record label to have 17 releases. This was their 16th, a tune written by Ike Turner. This charted number 10 on KGFJ. If you were listening in Los Angeles, California, let's go to December 1965. The sound of Ike and Tina Turner on the Sue label. It's called Can't Change a Breakup. Did I say that right? Yeah.
I've been loving you too long, and I've been needing you too long. I've been wanting you too long. Honey, don't you see, yeah, baby, say you never leave me. I've been loving you too long, and this
That's a cool tune by Ike and Tina Turner from December 65. On the Sue record label, Can't Change a Breakup is the name of the tune. That was their 16th of 17 releases. That's actually one of the better ones that I really like by them as we continue here. Now, here's another flip side. From last week, this group is out of Jacksonville, Florida. I played the A-side of their first of two for ABC Paramount Records. It was called And the Band Played On. Let's give a listen to the flip side before this one goes back down in the No Humidity basement. This tune co-written by former lead singer of the Artistics, Robert Dobine, and produced by Dennis Lambert for Don Costa Productions. I wonder if Dobine is on lead here. Because he did go solo, I think, with releases on the Kama Sutra label, or one release. But maybe he's doing lead on this, I'm not sure. April 66, they're called the Spindles. The Spindles on ABC Paramount Records. It's called To Make You Mine.
By the look in your
That's the sound of the Spindles. The Spindles on ABC Paramount, the first of two. From April 1966, To Make You Mine is the name of the tune. Johnny G making you mine here on a Wednesday evening. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes here. Let's continue now. This next singer was half of the duo Bob and Earl. Bob was Bobby Ralph and Earl was Earl Lee Nelson. Now, Earl's wife, her middle name was Jackie, and he combined her name with his middle name to become Jackie Lee. And he had a big hit with a song called The Duck on the Mirrorwood record label, but that was his first release as Jackie Lee. This was his sixth of 7 as Jackie Lee on the Mirrorwood record label. This was number 17 on WABQ in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go to November 1966 for Jackie Lee, a.k.a. Earl Lee Nelson, on Mirrorwood Records. It's called Oh, My Darling. That's the 6th of 7 for Jackie Lee, a.k.a. Earl Lee Nelson, November 1966 release on the Mirwood record label. Oh My Darling is the name of the tune. Let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And on last week's Vinyl Treasure Show, I paid tribute to the late Chuck Jackson, which I think was the reason that got my video blocked, actually in all countries. I think that's the reason, because I played like 8 or 9 of his recordings on the Juan record label. But here's the flip side. We're going to try one tonight. Here's the flip side of his 7th, as both sides of this 45 charted nationally. I featured I Keep Forgetting, which did better for him on Billboard at number 55, but the flip side bubbled under at number 119 for 2 weeks, but was number 48 on WYDE in Birmingham, Alabama. The late Chuck Jackson here from July 62 on the Juan label. It's called Who's Gonna Pick Up the Pieces?
Who's gonna pick up the pieces when he breaks your heart? Whose shoulder will you cry on when he tears it apart? I've got a feeling that it'll be. I think you'll come running right on back to me. Who's gonna pick up the pieces when he shatters your dreams? When all of your beautiful plans falls apart at the seams? I've got a feeling that you will be. I think you'll come running right on back to me. When he hurts you with his lies, tell me who's gonna sympathize, who give you love and understanding. Tell me who's gonna pick up the pieces when your high hopes fall, when you find out a baby he never loved you at all. I've got a feeling you will be. I think you'll come running right on back to me. Tell me, girl, when he makes you cry, tell me who's gonna dry your eyes, who gave you love and understanding. Tell me who's gonna pick up the pieces when your house falls, when you find out the baby he never loved you at all. I've got a feeling will be. I think you'll come running right on back to me. Will it be Tommy? Will it be Jackie? Or maybe Clyde? Girl, I've got a feeling it's gonna be me. I've got a feeling.
That's the late Chuck Jackson there, July 1962 release. It's on the Wand record label. Who's Gonna Pick Up the Pieces? That's that two-sided record that hit the Billboard charts, his 7th release on the Wand record label. I have another battle of the songs here, and we earlier did one with Come See About Me, but this is a Burt Bacharach and Hal David Penn tune, and this gal, originally from East Orange, New Jersey, discovered by Burt Bacharach, recording for the Scepter record label. Now, her debut single was in 1962, a song called Don't Make Me Over. That was actually the B-side of the 45. I Smiled Yesterday was the intended A-side, but Don't Make Me Over was the hit for her. She followed it up with a song called This Empty Place, but this is the B-side of that 45 and the original version of this tune. We're going to compare it to another version of this, but this tune charted number 3 on WKNR in the Detroit, Dearborn, Michigan area. This is from February 1963. Let's give a listen to Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick on the Scepter label, and the original rendition of the tune, Wishin' and Hopin'.
Wishing and hoping and thinking and praying, planning and dreaming each night of his charms that won't get you into his arms. So if you're looking to find love, you can share. All you gotta do is hold him and kiss him and love him and show him that you care. Show him that you care just for him. Do the thing he likes to do. Wear your hair just for him. 'Cause you won't get him thinking and a praying, wishing and hoping. 'Cause wishing and hoping and thinking and praying, planning and dreaming, his kisses will start. That won't get you into his heart. So if you're thinking how great true love is, all you gotta do is hold him and kiss him and squeeze him and love him. Yeah, just do it. And after you do, you will be his. You gotta show him that you care just for him. Do the thing that he likes to do. Wear your hair just for him. Oh, you won't get him thinking and a praying, wishing and a hoping. 'Cause wishing and hoping and thinking and praying, planning and dreaming, his kisses will start. That won't get you into his heart. So if you're thinking how great true love is, all you gotta do is hold him and kiss him and squeeze him and love him. Yeah, just do it. And after you do, you will be his. You will be his.
got a battle of the tunes there. You heard the original. The original by Dionne Warwick, February 1963 on the Scepter label, Wishin' and Hopin'. Then this version, a cover done by Dusty Springfield. That was her third of 15 on the Phillips label. Her follow-up to Stay a While. This is taken from the Phillips LP called Dusty Springfield. It was a big hit for her, number 6 on Billboard, 4 on Cashbox, number 1 in a lot of places. KWOS in Jefferson City, Missouri, KXOK in St. Louis, KNEW in Spokane, Washington, KJR in Seattle, Washington. A big hit for Dusty Springfield from May of '64, and it's a better production, I think. You know, when I was working for Sony Music and worked for the manager there, Brian Kelleher, I was actually in the digital downloading department. It was new at the time, back in 2005 for Sony Music, but he was telling me, you know, Johnny, they didn't really spend a lot of time on the B-sides of the 45s. They were usually throwaway records. I don't think that was the case in the 50s, but it might have been the case in the 60s, where maybe they should have done a better production on some of these records, and maybe that to Dionne Warwick could have been a better production. I don't know, but the Dusty Springfield just sounded more a complete record anyway. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening, spinning my 1960s 45s. Hope you're digging on the tunes here. Let's go to Los Angeles, California for this next group. This group included members of the Pentagons. Yes, the Pentagons that recorded To Be Loved, and also I think that they became the Chesterfields. A member of the Chesterfields that recorded for the Phillips label. Now, this song co-written by the lead singer. His name is Kenneth Goodloe. This is actually the B-side. Mark Speck is requesting the flip side, for we're going to play the A-side too. It's a great two-sided 45, by the way. October 1966, they're called The Themes. The Themes on the Minute record label. It's called Bent Out of Shape.
My shoes on backwards, tie hanging down my back. Never did I ever think you could make me do a thing like that. You got me brushing my teeth with my comb, and I'm talking to myself when I'm alone. Without you, talking about my baby. Without you, talking about my girl. I know I should have win. Got me tattered, torn and spent. You got me bent out of shape, girl, going crazy. Bent out of shape, girl. Alright. Now here is something, baby, you don't know. You got me coming when I know I should go. Red lights catch me now at the thoroughfare. People tell me, boy, you're nowhere. You got me brushing my teeth with my comb, and I'm talking to myself when I'm alone. Without you, talking about my baby. Without you, talking about my girl. Alright, love my baby, love my baby. Alright. Don't you know I'm been out of shape, girl? Got me going crazy. Alright. Alright. Talking about my baby. Love my baby. Alright. Love my baby. That's alright. Got me going crazy. Yeah.
Those are the themes on the Minute record label, song entitled Bent Out of Shape. I think that's the B-side. I don't think that's the A-side there. But what I want to say about this group, I needed to say something else about this themes group. Now, this group would later record as the 21st Century on the Dot and the Noel labels, and also as the Corduroys and the Soul Patrol. There you go, this group out of California. But we're going to do an instant request for listener Mark Speck in the YouTube chat room. He wants Johnny G to flip over this 45 by the Themes from October 1966. Give a listen to the flip side. It's called No Explanation Needed. This is for Mark. That's an instant request from Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. That group called The Themes from October 1966 on the Minute record label. It's called No Explanation Needed. Kenneth Goodloe, the lead singer on that one here. Actually, let's go to Chicago, Illinois. This group first began recording back in 1959 for the Apex record label. I feature them often on my Saturday night 50s show, but they continued to record through 1969 for other labels like Pam and Wes and VJ and Abner and OK and Constellation and ABC Paramount and the Mirwood label, Sharp Records, and two releases in 1969. Their last two releases came out on the Bunky, on Bill Shepard's Bunky label. Now, I played the B-side to their, must have been their very last single, their second of two on the Bunky label, called I'm Not Wanted. I think, Mark, you requested, or you wanted me to play the flip side of the 45, so you're going to get two instant requests. Well, this one's not instant, but it's from September 1969. These are the Shepards on Bunky Records. It's called, this is actually the A-side, it's called Your Love, parentheses, Has a Hole in It, for Mark.
If you're sitting around feeling lonely and blue, just because someone broke your heart too, but that you've been misled by material things, and that's why has got a hole in it. And your heart, it ain't got no truth in it. Bring about another life. Even a blind man, when it's told the truth, can see the light. You cried loud when you began to see how selfishness breeds misery, and that's why has got a hole in your heart. It ain't got no truth in it, oh baby.
Those are the Shepherds. I think that's their very last single, if I'm not mistaken. The Shepherds, on Bill Shepard's Bunky record label, September 1969 release, Your Love, parentheses, has a hole in it. Johnny G's 45's have a center hole in it, but I have an adapter to play them. Sometimes they're a little bit off center, as you may notice, and just figured I'd say that. But let's go back to Philadelphia now. For these gals, they were discovered by Valentine's lead singer Richard Barrett, was able to get them signed to the Swan record label, where they had 7 releases. Now this is the B-side to their 4th. The A-side is a cover of the Chantels' Look in My Eyes, but this is the B-side, which I prefer, written by Leon Huff and Richard Barrett. Barrett also produced it. It's from November 65. Let's give a listen to the 3 Degrees. The 3 Degrees on Swan Records. It's called Drivin' Me Mad.
Over you.
There you go. Those are the 3 Degrees. 3 Degrees from, I lost my place here, from November 1965 on the Swan record label. Driving Me Mad is the name of the tune. You know, they do that song Maybe. It's like, what is it, like 5 minutes and 8 seconds or something, which is a song I like. You know, they cover the Chantels record. Of course, Richard Barrett, I guess, stayed with them through their career. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this singer out of Los Angeles, California. First recorded for the King label back in 1954. He would have other releases for United Artists in 58 and in 62 releases on Groove Records, which was a subsidiary of RCA. He would have, though, 4 releases on the parent label RCA Records. This is his second, and this is the original version of this song because this was later covered by Patty Austin back in 1966 on the Coral label, but this is the original, released in January 1963, produced by Lester Sill, arranged by Jack Nietzsche. We go to January 1963. Let's give a listen to Val Martinez. Val Martinez on RCA Records. It's called Someone's Gonna Cry.
Someone's gonna cry if you say goodbye. Someone's tears will fall in vain. They're gonna fall, 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 fall like rain. And whose tears will they be? Someone's gonna cry, yeah, and it's gonna be me. Someone's gonna miss, oh Lord, I miss your kind of kiss. Someone's lips will yearn for you. They're gonna burn and burn and burn for you. And whose lips will they be? Someone's gonna cry, yeah, it's gonna be me.
That's the second of 4 for Val Martinez. January 1963, came out on RCA Records. Someone's Gonna Cry is the name of the tune. Hopefully Johnny G not making you cry here on a Wednesday evening. We're here till midnight tonight. Do a little bit of overtime here, so let's continue now for this next singer. Born in Okmulgee, is that how you say that? Okmulgee, Oklahoma? But he would move out to California in 1952, where he joined a gospel group called the Mighty Clouds of Joy before becoming a member of the 1950s vocal group, the Jacks/Cadets. Now, he would go solo in 1957, recording for Ebb Records, but other releases in the 50s and early 60s on Duke and Top Rank and Lori and Gold Eagle and Suncraft and Dade and Apt and United Artists and OK and Epic and Atco and Jewel. And one more, in 1968, he signed with Stan Lewis's Ron label out of Shreveport, Louisiana. He would have 28 releases on the Ron label through 1976. This is the B-side to his fourth. Came out in November of 1968. I'm talking about Ted Taylor. Ted Taylor on the Ron label. It's called You Got to Feel It. That's the sound of Ted Taylor here on the All 60s edition. That's his fourth release on the Ron label out of Shreveport, Louisiana, November 68. Ted Taylor with You Got to Feel It. How about a twin spin there? That was his B-side to his fourth release. This is his very next release, his fifth release on the Ron label, written by Dan Penn and Buddy Killen, produced by Roger Hawkins and Johnny Johnson. This charted number 25 on WAME in Miami, Florida. This one from March 1969. Mr. Ted Taylor returns with a twin spin on the Ron label. It's called Long Ago.
Long ago, we used to kiss from the stars above. Long ago,
March 1969 release there for Ted Taylor. Ted Taylor on the Ron record label. Long Ago is the name of that one. Unfortunate that he passed away in an auto accident in Lake Charles, Louisiana, I think sometime in October of 1987. He was only 53 years old, but had a lot of releases dating way back to the 1950s, originally with the Jacks. Let's continue here. I'm getting these copyright warnings here now all of a sudden. I don't understand. I'm playing original records that those owners own. I'm publicizing their songs. They're nuts. Hey, anyway, let's continue here. This singer from Meridian, Mississippi began his recording career as a member of Johnny Torrance's Jewels. That specific Jewels group recorded for the Antler label. He also sang with the Rollers in 1961. They recorded for Liberty, but he went solo in 1967. He signed with Johnny Rivers' Soul City record label for 6 releases. Now, this is the B-side to his second. His first release was The Snake. I think that might have been his, at least to date, his biggest hit. But this is the B-side to his second release, a tune written by Willie Hutch, produced by Mark Gordon, arranged by Marty Patch, from November 1967. Let's listen to Al Wilson. Al Wilson on the Soul City record label. It's called Now I Know What Love Is. B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's Al Wilson, his second release on the Soul City record label, November 1967. Now I Know What Love Is. The A-side was a ballad. It was called Do What You Gotta Do. That was the A-side of that 45. A Jimmy Webb pen tune for that. I remember buying Al Wilson in 1973. He did a song called Show and Tell. Remember that tune from 1973, Show and Tell? I know Santi remembers that one. Johnny G here, spinning original vinyl 45s. We'll be going into overtime a little bit. And on the last 60s show, I featured Kendra Spotswood. She was from Inglewood, New Jersey, discovered by singer-composer Van McCoy. Featured her first release on the Phillips label under the alias Kenny Woods. Featured Can't He Take a Hint from August 63. Also featured the A-side of her release on the Tough label using under her real name, Kendra Spotswood, called Jive Guy. Let's flip it over here before it goes back down in the No Humidity basement. Written and produced by Van McCoy. This side also from May 65. Kendra Spotswood on Tough Records. It's called Stickin' With My Baby. Thank you all. Sticking with Johnny G here tonight on a Wednesday evening. That's Kendra Spotswood. That's the B-side to her release on the Tough record label. The A-side called, what is it? What's my place? Jive Guy. Yeah, Jive Guy. May 1965. That's the flip side. Stickin' With My Baby, written by Van McCoy. As we continue here, we are now officially in Vinyl Treasure overtime here. This next singer, he's out of Detroit, Michigan. Originally first sang with the 1950s a member of the 50s vocal group, that didn't sound right, called the Dominoes, Billy Ward and the Dominoes, recording for the Federal record label. He would go solo in 1957, signing with Brunswick record label, would have some really cool releases on the Brunswick label, but he would have about 67 in all through 1977 for Brunswick Records. This is his 50th, if you can believe it, his 50th release in October of 1968, produced by Carl Davis, taken from the LP I Get the Sweetest Feeling. Let's give a listen to Mr. Dynamite, Jackie Wilson from October 68 on Brunswick Records. It's called You Brought About a Change in Me. Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson, nice tune there by Jackie Wilson, his 50th release on the Brunswick record label. If you're collecting Jackie Wilson, you better leave a big space in your record box. October 1968, You Brought About a Change in Me is the name of that one. Now, here's another flip side from last week. I featured Major Lance, his 12th release for the OK record label, called Too Hot to Hold, which was produced by Carl Davis, who also produced that Jackie Wilson song we just heard. But let's give a listen to the flip side. It's a tune written by Billy Butler, arranged by Riley Hampton, and also produced by Carl Davis and Gerald Sims. This is from August 1965. Mr. Major Lance on OK Records. It's called Dark and Lonely. That's a B-side there for Mr. Major Lance, August 65 release. His 12th release on OK, Too Hot to Hold, the A-side. Dark and Lonely, the B-side there. Major Lance on OK Records. Now let's continue here. We are in Vinyl Treasure Overtime for this female trio composed of former members of the Ikeettes. Okay, the Ikeettes were part of the Ike and Tina Turner review as they decided... Wait, messed that up. Part of Ike and Tina Turner review as the Ikeettes. They had a lot of exposure to recording and have releases on the Atco label, also Tina Records, Innis Records, and the Modern label. But three of the gals decided to leave the Ikeettes. They were Jessie Smith, Robbie Montgomery's, and lead singer Vanetta Fields. They signed with the Mirwood. They signed first with Mirwood Records in 1966 to record as the Murets. Then in 1967, a move to the Review record label for 3 releases. This was their first, a cover of a Wilson Pickett song. This charted number 52 on Cashbox, 45 on Billboard, number 19 on the R&B charts, number 7 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go to November 1967 for the Murets. The Murets on the Review label, and their rendition of the Wilson Pickett tune, In the Midnight Hour.
Around.
Cover tunes here on the All 60s edition. Yes, it's just past the midnight hour here for a Wednesday evening. Those are the Murets, November 1967. That's their first of three on the Review record label, In the Midnight Hour, the version of that Wilson Pickett tune. And they would have other releases on the Minute, Uni, the Zia, and the Soul Fox. Yes, Soul Fox record label. As we wind down here, yes, Mark doing a lot of flip sides from last week, and here is another flip side from last week, as I featured Little Anthony and the Imperials on the Veep record label, the A-side of their second release, their second of 19th for Veep Records. It was called Gonna Fix You Good, parentheses, Every Time You're Bad. But let's give a listen to the flip side of that. It's a nice ballad, co-written and arranged and produced by Teddy Randazzo. This bubbled under at number 124 for 1 week and charted number 17 on WLAK in Jackson, Tennessee. Let's go to July 1966 for Little Anthony and the Imperials. This is on the Veep record label. It's called You Better Take It Easy, Baby.
You better take it easy, baby. Make sure you know before you go, you really mean goodbye. We're worth another try. Don't be hasty, you better take it easy, baby. What can I say to make you stay so we can talk it out? Oh, let's try to work it out. Give me a chance to show you how I'm gonna be. Just one more chance. I need you now to trust in me. See, there's a chance to let me down, and you will see that my love is a true love, and I'm gonna give it all to you, love. So you better take it easy, baby. Don't just refuse. What can you lose? Hear what I have to say. Oh, don't throw real love away. You better take it easy, baby. Take it easy, baby. Give me a chance to show you how I'm gonna be. Oh, just one more chance. I need you now to trust in me. See, there's a chance to let me down, and you will see that my love is a true love, and I wanna give it all to you, love. So you better take it easy, baby. Don't just refuse. What can you lose? Hear what I have to say. Hear what I have to say. Don't throw real love away. You better take it easy, baby. You better take it easy, baby. You better take it easy, baby.
That's the sound of Little Anthony and the Imperials there from July 66. It's on the Veep record label. You Better Take It Easy, Baby is the name of the tune. Let's continue here now. A few weeks back, I featured this group out of Los Angeles, California. They were known as the Exits. I played the A-side of this 45, their second of two on the Gemini record label. It was called Under the Street Lamp. Let's give a listen to the flip side here before it goes back down in the no humidity basement, as this is a cover tune. Wait, let's flip over. No, it's not a cover tune. This is the B-side here. It features Jimmy Conwell on lead. Let's go to July of 1967 for this group known as the Exits. Maybe it's time for Johnny G to make an exit. The Exits on the Gemini record label. It's called You Got to Have Money. They're called The Exits. The Exits there from July 1967. That's the B-side to Under the Street Lamp, song entitled You Gotta Have Money. Came out on the Gemini record label. I have it on the yellow label. Also came out, I think, second pressed on the green label. Johnny G says, I gotta have money to continue to buy these 45s. But you can always tune in here to my Vinyl Treasure show on Wednesday evenings from 10 to midnight. We are in Vinyl Treasure overtime. Just a few more to go. And the another side that I played last week was by Wilson Pickett. I featured the B-side to his second of 32 for the Atlantic record label. The side I played was called Take a Little Love, a song that he wrote. But this is the intended A-side of that 45, a tune written by Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil. And you will hear a female voice in the background on this 45, and her name is Tammy Lynn, and she had her own releases on AFO in 63 and also Atco Records in 1965, and she had two on Cotillion in 1971. But here she is singing with Wilson Pickett. This charted number 14 on KSOL in San Francisco, California, January 65. Wilson Pickett with the A-side of his Atlantic single. It's called Come Home, Baby.
I know just how bad I've hurt you.
Oh, yeah.
Let me make it up some way. What can I do just to prove I love you? Should I beg on my knees, baby? Come on. Just come on home.
Come home, baby.
Need your love so bad.
Come home, baby.
Need you by my side.
Baby.
I'll be good to you, I promise. I'll do anything you say. Come on.
Come home, baby.
Baby, come on.
Come home, baby.
Baby, baby, baby.
Come home, baby.
Oh, I need your love, so don't come back. Just to prove I love you, should I beg on my knees, baby, please? Come on.
Come home, baby.
Baby, baby.
Come home, baby.
All of these restless nights I know about you, darling.
Baby.
Oh, I need your love so bad. Baby, baby.
That's Wilson Pickett. Wilson Pickett and the unnamed female singing in the background, Tammy Lynn, is her name. January 65 release on Atlantic Records, charted number 14 on KSOL in San Francisco, California. Come Home, Baby. Johnny G's almost ready to go home. 1, 2, 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, another single I played last week was by this group called the Sweethearts on the Seaberg record label from 1965. Their second on Seaberg, which is a cover of Martha and the Vandellas tune Heat Wave. as I featured that last week. The flip side, I think, is an original composition. 45 Cat groups this with the Sweethearts that recorded on the H.B. Barnum label, and they had, those were two good ones on the H3 label, and I like this one too, from 1965. Let's give a listen to the Sweethearts on the Seaberg record label. It's called Understand. They're called the Sweethearts. The Sweethearts there on an odd label, Seaberg Records. That one there from 1965, the Sweethearts with Understand. Understand. Two more 45s to go before we sign off here. Let's go to this next group out of Binghamton, New York. They had this lone release on the Meteor record label, and it's a cover tune. This was first recorded by Darrell Banks on Revelot. Now, this is not as good as the original, but it features a female lead on this. Her name is Dawn Wilson. Dawn Wilson on lead. She's doing lead with Jay Walker and the Pedestrians from 1966. Her rendition of the tune Open the Door to Your Heart.
Shine on my soul, baby. Let your love come running in. You know that I've needed you. I've needed you a long, long time. My pride is too much for me, baby, and I'm about to lose my mind. Walk right on in. Let your love come running in. Open the door to your heart. Open the door to your heart. Open the door to your heart and let your love come running in. Let your love come running in. Let it flow like the river. Let it shine like the light. Take all my blind soul, baby. Why don't you keep it in sight? I've tried to keep from loving you, but I've been loving you a little bit too long. Darling, darling, you've been so sweet to me.
my love so strong. Walk right on in. Let your love come running in. Open the door to your heart. Open the door to your heart. Open the door to your heart and let your love come running in. Let your love come running in. Let it flow like the river. Let it shine like the light. Let it flow like the river. Let it shine like the light. I said, oh, open the door. I said, oh, open the door. I said, oh, open the door. I said, oh, open the door.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there by Jay Walker and the Pedestrians from 1966 with a female lead there. Mentions it on the label. Her name is Dawn Wilson. Dawn Wilson on lead there doing a cover of the Darryl Banks tune. Came out on Meteor Records. It's called Open the Door to Your Heart. Well, Johnny G is going to close the door. That's it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That's really the best way that I can put together your requests, because sometimes if you type them in the chat room or you post them on the YouTube, I get my YouTube page, I still get that email. I can forward it to Charlene, but that's the best way to do it. But to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the all 60s soul show here. You heard some tunes maybe you haven't heard ever before, you haven't heard in a while. So that's really my goal anyway. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back here next Wednesday evening at 9 p.m. for more Soul 45s out of my collection. Also be on Saturday at 9 Eastern for my all 50s and early 60s show. That's an all request show. All those records are requested by you, the listeners, here to Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. So we're going to close the show tonight. I found this in the box, and I said, well, let me play this record. It's an odd title. I think it's a dance, if I recall, when I listened to a little bit of it. But it's on Buddy Killen's Dial label, and he produced this song. And it's the debut single for this artist by the name of Hobey Dodd, Hobeydodd. And he would have a couple of other later releases in 1967 on Vibrant, and then another on the Card, K-A-R-D label in 1968. But this is previous. This is his debut single from May 65. Hobey, Hobeydodd, Hobey Dodd on the Dial label. It's called The Frog. That's got to be a dance. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in this evening. I will see some of you next Wednesday night right here on Oldies and More, and also on YouTube. If not, I'll see you Saturday night on YouTube. But that's going to do it, folks. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. Everybody have a safe remainder of the week, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
Get your